Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back. So, I felt inspired to do a Taurus season reading. It's not just Taurus season, but obviously we're all the zodiac signs, right? We already agreed that we were going to incorporate and honor all of them, not just the one, our sun sign or moon sign or whatever. And I was breaking down. You guys remember this deck? This is the deck of Magical Correspondence by Eugene Vininsky. Hey guys, Wagwan. Haven't used this deck in a long time. I didn't even remember that I brought it with me. I've got a bunch of decks that are missing cards. So I took two of Eugene's decks and made it into one. Ironically enough, it's still missing the Queen of Cups in it. This deck has the Queen of Cups in it, which I just thought it was funny because that's what people call me. But I was really like meditating on Taurus energy. And we talk about morals and values, but we don't talk about our conflicts with it. We don't really talk about on a fundamental level what it is and how it affects us, and the difference between the two. So we're going to touch on that a little bit. And I also feel like it might trigger some of the, it might be connected to the other downloads surrounding, because there's a lot of this fire energy that's mounting up, but there's going to be people who are going to take inspired actions and are going to be triggered by something external to take an unconscious action. Okay, so the triggering, when you hear triggering, it speaks of bringing your awareness to something there wasn't. Okay, but when you take an inspired action, there is a level of consciousness there. Like, the inspiration is the consciousness. The trigger is the lack of consciousness, trying to bring conscious awareness to the forefront. So whatever it is, there are actions that people are feeling that they need to take. And I feel like it's going to bring in a lot of change collectively. But let's talk a little bit about this Taurus energy, okay? It speaks of institutions. Okay, so that can be any institution, not just a physical institution like the place, your 9-to-5 workplace, that's an institution. Your doctor's office, that's an institution. Your home is also an institution. Your church is an institution. Okay, from my perspective, we can debate that here. This is an open space. Just don't attack me because I'll attack you back. I probably won't because I'm doing well with that. Anyway, I feel like, okay, so from my understanding, the difference between morals and values is a personal thing, what you value most, okay? The morals, though, are actually designed by society, your communities, the people around you. So for some of you, your values and your morals are currently in conflict. So what's the core conflict? It's you and the way either your community perceives something that you're not perceiving the same way, or how you're being perceived in your community. So I don't know if I said that right. Show feet for high end, you can get it. What's going on? So some of you guys, you're going to be put in positions where you feel like your values are, regardless of are they in alignment with the morals of society. So honesty, integrity, loyalty, these are some of your values, right? Some of you guys could be in conflict with people that you feel like are in authority, meaning like they're policing the values and the morals of other people, but you feel they don't live up to a certain standard. So almost like, not gaslighting, hypocritical almost in a sense. Some of you guys feel like somebody's hypocritical, or somebody put themselves in a position to judge somebody's values, but they could lack a moral compass themselves. So this could be somebody who like goes to church, but morally isn't very responsible for what they do between Monday and Sunday. If that made sense. I also feel like some of you guys, the effects of Taurus, because we're going to talk about the events of Taurus season, the energies, but also the effects that Taurus season will have on during Gemini season. And for some of you, this morals and values dilemma is impacting a decision that you are struggling to make in relationships closest to you, regardless of the nature of the relationship. There's some kind of blockage there surrounding, like, if you feel like the morals and values are in alignment. What you value morally is in alignment with somebody else and what they value morally, like how they feel, meaning like this isn't just a judgment they put on themselves. They look at collectively these morals as something not just they should live by, but everybody should live by. That's the whole point. That's the difference between the values and the morals. The morals is like a collective energy. The values is very personal to an individual. You'd be shocked to believe everybody values trust. A lot of people don't. A lot of people value loyalty. You'd be surprised at how many people don't. They're cool just passing through people. You know, they're okay with a high turnaround. Some people aren't. Some people are in one capacity and they aren't in another capacity. Okay, and then what was the other download in the title? Sorry, I forgot. It was about this inspired and triggered action, because for some of you, the reason why the divine is trying to make a differentiation between the two is because for some of you, you need to know the difference. What is driving you to do what it is you've done, so that you can wrap up a karmic cycle where you were triggered into getting yourself involved in really tough lessons, meaning like having to learn the hard way why you were triggered into doing certain things, why the impulse was to do what you did, and really like take accountability and do the cognitive behavioral therapy, which allows you to be able to change the trigger and the action. So the relationship that your mind has with your body and your consciousness, and how you're triggered into doing what and when, if that makes sense. Oh, Jack Star. Jesus Christ, man. There's so many people who are so lost and they're projecting, and this person thinks all these things about me, but they can't resist but watch. So if you think somebody is all these things negative, like this person's communicating, but you can't align yourself away from them, it's actually a reflection of how toxic you are. Guys, you have to identify what that person is saying isn't a reflection of me. It's a reflection of them, their misalignment. No wonder why they're so miserable. They stay where they feel like they don't belong. They stay where they feel like it's toxic and this person's this and that. But you're sitting here watching this person, not consciously asking yourself, why am I here? So you're going to see a lot of that mental illness. Okay, you're going to see a lot of people. I'll be honest with you personally. I have a bunch of people. Okay, it's not a large quantity, but there are people, and they're subgroups. They're not even all related, but they're all people I've never spoke to, never talked to, I'm not friends with, okay, that are triggered by me. You understand? That is not a reflection of me. That is a reflection of them and whatever they see in me that makes them feel the way they do, and whatever that, and they are accountable for the action they take based on how they feel. So there's going to be a bunch of people trying to justify the toxic actions they're taking, which are all based off of an illusion, which the universe tried to bring them to the reality to. Okay, let's leave the illusion behind. I know the reality is tough to take in, but we can take it in stride. It will feel better. It won't be as hard to accept now. Right? But there's a lot of people, collective, we worked through this energy. It wasn't pretty. It wasn't nice. Okay, it was hard. Sleepless nights, cryless nights, eatless days, okay? But we worked through a lot of energies and tough realities so that we could be empowered into actually making change, real change, instead of being under the illusion of it. There are a bunch of people who are under the illusion of change. They have not changed nothing, and that wheel is going to spin so fast on their ass. And whoever came with them and believed in the illusion of change is also going to be stuck with the reality that ain't nothing different. It's all the same. Didn't go nowhere, didn't change nothing. So this is, you think we accept these tough truths because it's cool and it's trending? No, there's a whole bunch of other things I'd rather do that's cool and trending. Okay, like I was explaining, like we do this journey for a reason. Many of you guys feel like you want to give up. And however you uniquely want to give up. But this path has a lot of things promised to you on it. Don't forget that. And there's a lot of promises that were already bestowed on your life for taking this path and staying true to yourself, staying authentic. Yo, being honest is so fucking hard and underrated. Being genuine, being generous and not at the expense of yourself, because some of you guys are really narcissistically consumed in pretending that you're a good person and then negating the part of you that don't give a fuck and isn't as nice and accommodating. Being nice, you really want to be nice? You have to be nice, but not at the expense of yourself. You have to have enough darkness in you to actually be nice to people. The reason why is because when you are nice to people at the expense of yourself, you're always going to have a seed of resentment brewing under that, which takes the intention away, the kindness. So it's like you're giving something to someone with a little poison on it, a little spit on it, a little disrespect, a little fuck you. And you might tell yourself and gaslight yourself into thinking, no, it was from the heart. It was from the heart. But somebody like me who knows how to read your shadow is going to know that you had a seed of resentment in there because you gave at the expense of yourself. If you're going to be kind, just don't do it at the expense of yourself. Know where your limitations are. Know where this is not feeling comfortable for you, where this puts you in harm's way or whatever the case is. Does that make sense? Thank you, Empress True. Your energy feels amazing. Know how you're toxic too. You have to know how you're toxic because it's part of the reality of the situation. Do you see how many times you see red flags and other people's toxic traits, but you overlook them? You overlook them because you overlooked your own first. It's the same thing. A lot of the time, the people you deal with, they mirror your own toxic traits because you picked them. You resonated with them. So if you're ignoring your own toxic traits, can you see how hard it's going to be to see theirs? That's why so many people can't see people lying to them, because they lie to themselves, they lie to others. A lot of people can't admit when they do something wrong. They always have to blame an external force. They always disempower themselves. So, and it's because it's a trauma response to not being nurtured through mistakes, for not being nurtured through your developmental process when you don't know better. It's the thou shall not hear, shall feel. Who ate my ass? Always good to be with Angel Gang. Anyways, we're going to pull cards and tap more into what was the other part of the title? Oh, you're going to know it was a plan all along. Okay, and there's, I'm going to be honest with you, okay? We're just going to go through this download real quick, and then we'll pull cards and see what the divine wants to bring what else the divine wants to bring our attention to. But there's severities to this message, and there's different polarities to it. Okay? I just want to make that really clear. So, however you're going to find this out, collective, you're going to find out that it was a plan all along. For some of you, this is between you and God. Everything you went through was planned. It was by design to curate you to be exactly who you needed to be able to bear the weight of all the amazing things God has for you. You're going to be like, oh my God, it was a plan. If this didn't happen, this wouldn't have occurred. There could be things that you were regretting, like, I wish this never happened, but then if that didn't happen, this wouldn't have happened. You wouldn't have been here, and you're happy about being here. Duh. Or you achieved this and you met somebody and you got abundance through this, and you would have never got that abundance if you didn't go through that shitstorm over this. You're looking at the butterfly effect collective. You're looking at the butterfly effect there. Really just bask in the feeling of knowing you have never been alone. This is not, you don't design this on your own. We empower ourselves a lot, and we put a lot on ourselves with regards to how much we control and what we can do and empower ourselves with. But there's so much outside of our control. And there's a beautiful romance when we work together with the universe and we co-create. Understanding our value in the process and the power that is greater than you, that is at play as well, that you want to work with, not against. So this whole me against the world thing, I hope we're all past that. I hope you all saw that that was never going to work out for you ever. I don't care how romantic, hot, and cool it sounds. You against the world is never going to win. It's the world. Okay, when we talk about narcissism, that's the narcissistic shit I'm talking about. You against the world, and then you're going under that illusion and then wondering why you're crushing under the pressure of the lies you tell yourself. So now you refuse to co-create with the world, which is the real original support system. Whatever support system you have in the 3D is a reflection of the support system, which is our ancestors, guides, guardian angels. You are a part of we are the world. We are the children. We are the ones to make a brighter day. So let's start giving. I'm so Canadian. There's a choice we're making. We're saving our own lives. I learned that in grade 3 or 4 in Catholic school. We were so bad though. The priest was afraid of us. And just was like, okay, we used to have to go every Tuesday. And I just remember that the priest was like, I don't want them to come anymore. We were because the priest was saying all this weird shit, Hierophant energy. The priest was saying all this weird shit like, well, you're Catholic, right? But if you know anybody who isn't Catholic, you shouldn't go to their house and you shouldn't get close to them. I'm like, you're talking, this is not the right crowd for that. Most of these people's cousins and uncles and there's all kinds of mixing through cultures, right? Even though you're Catholic, a lot of people who are Muslim. Even though you're a Christian, a lot of people who are Catholic. You get what I mean? It's like, what the fuck? So we're just very disrespectful and abusive to our pastor. But because we did it collectively, and it wasn't just 1 or 2 kids, we just stopped going to the Tuesday church class. That was a wash, man. I swear I haven't been to church since. I mean, I have for weddings and funerals and things, but not for mass. I create my own mass. I remember singing the song in the 5th grade for the concert. We are the world. J baby, you already know. Are you from Toronto? Or was that an American thing too? The nuns used to side-eye us. The nuns were side-eyeing the preachers too. Listen to this fool run his mouth. Meanwhile, we watched him all week. We seen all the sins. I'm in Bridgepoint Crescent. All right, let's pray. Creator God, Prime Source, Ancestors, Guides, Guardian Angels, thank you for rising me up out of my bed this morning, and thank you for connecting me with the collective every day. Right now, please allow me to communicate clearly with the collective all the messages that are in our greatest good, surrounding our material abundance, sustenance, the relationships closest to us, our personal ascension and development, and any other messages that you deem worthy at this time. Thank you, Creator God, Prime Source, Ancestors, Guides, Guardian Angels, for everything you do for me and the collective on a regular, all the healing energy, the support, the love, the guidance, and the protection. We are nothing without it, and we are nothing without you, so glory be to the Most High, forever and ever. Amen. Okay. There's a couple of things. We had 6 cards fall out right off a hop, but let me just put a little bit more frankincense on the burn here and drink a little bit of water. Hey, guys. New York in the building. Hi, my love. Hey, Lord. Nakuda. I'm sorry. I can speak better than I can read and write. It was an American thing. Oh, it was. Okay, J baby, relax. Just relax. Because I'm Canadian. Don't try to act like I appropriated the American. I was in school, and these people, made us sing this song like 50 times. So now I'm like 37 and I can still remember the song. Like, how many times did they must make us sing that to remember it like 30 years later? It's insane. Oh my God, these cars keep flying up. I'm gonna just take these top two. What? Okay, guys. Oh, and I wanted to say something about frankincense before, obviously, I plug in the shop and everything. For those that are new or don't know, I'm an importer, exporter of frankincense. Me and my mom own a frankincense business, smudgealot.com. And you can go there and get raw frankincense resins, different species, okay? And you can get the burners and the coals that go with it. Now, I just wanted to, because I was talking about my awareness surrounding frankincense increasing over the years. I'm wrapping up a 7-year cycle with frankincense and my understanding of it. I want to make something clear, and I want to share the clarity I've gained, and I want to share it with you so we understand what this is. Because just like we're careful with things like alcohol, alcohol is a spirit. I believe that. Because alcohol can make me do things I would never by design do. So to me, I 100% feel like it's a spirit, even when I consume it. But frankincense is also a spirit. It's a spirit, because I kept saying it just makes me feel, it just makes me feel, because it's a spirit. So know what you're doing with it, okay? It's meant to, no, I don't drink, not anymore. It's meant to cleanse your space. It's meant to support your consciousness. It's meant to increase your consciousness, because it does, like scientists have proven its positive effects on the brain. So it creates stimuli like caffeine, but it doesn't work like caffeine at all. But it creates a similar stimulation in the brain. So that's why it says it increases your consciousness, literally. Right? But just be mindful of what you're using this for. I told you what it's used for. It's used for oral and gum health. Okay, that's what it's used in like back in Africa, they don't waste it and burn it like this all the time, eh? That's a very luxurious thing to do. What many of them do is use it as household cleaning products, improving the quality of water, using it to stay up while they work in fields for days and have to function off of very limited sleep or no sleep. The stimuli keeping them awake. Okay? It's used when you're sick, and it's used for any kind of inflammation in the body, so any kind of arthritis. Okay? That's what it's used for in Africa. So if you go to Africa and you ask, like, you go to Ethiopia or Sudan, that's what they're going to tell you. They burn the parts of the frankincense that we don't buy. So they ship us all the nice, pretty resins, and they keep the part with a little bit of wood, and I swear that's the best part. That wood smells so good. I made them send me a bundle once with, like, the big shipment of frankincense I was receiving, and I thought they didn't send it, and then one day I'm going through the frankincense, and there was a bag of it. And I was like, ah, it smelled so good. I still have some back home. Just wanted to make that clear. Okay, we're going to move on from that. Thank you to everybody who's joined. Okay, thank you to everybody who positively contributes to this space, to these lives. They're very healing. They're very entertaining without even trying to be. They're very enlightening. They're triggering. They're inspirational. But it's a collective effort that makes it that way. Okay, if you think people aren't in our chats, okay, and up in our comment sections, you're crazy. Yeah, I am okay. I've been really going through a lot of energetic spiritual warfare, but it just comes with the territory, man. Like I ain't projecting it on nobody, blaming nobody. I chose this path. I chose to be where I'm at, and it's going to come with it, and it's just the beginning. I have to learn how to acclimate these energies for the kind of greatness and abundance I want. Or else I'll get eaten alive, man. I'll never make it. But yeah, I've been if you see it in my eyes and my face a little bit, it's because when I go through this, it's hard to sleep. I don't have much of an appetite, and I have to tend to myself a lot. So I have to, it's my time to show myself I love myself, you know? Hi from India. What? What's going on? Exactly how I've been feeling. Same. It's been 5 months. A lot of integrating. Tons of integrating. Okay, let's see. Okay, no, we pulled these cards. Okay. So the first 2 cards we got was the Wheel of Fortune and the Empress. This is the bearing the weight. And I used an analogy over on Patreon, and I did share a little bit about what I'm going through over on Patreon, right? Because the haters just don't seem to want to pay to hate, which is unfortunate. I'd be even wealthier than I already am, but it's fine. So I feel safer to be a little vulnerable over there, because I was super vulnerable this month and I had gone through some shit, and I just felt like it was my duty to share. Okay, and not that I won't share here. All right, don't feel like you have to rush to Patreon to be able to know what's going on with me. It's just I'm going to be a little less vulnerable personally here. That's all. Okay? But this here, the Empress energy isn't Taurus, it's Libra, isn't it? Okay. Yeah. So this was a promise coming to fruition. Now, it could be the promise of someone. Somebody promised something and you were holding on to time, Wheel of Fortune, and you just thought that somebody wasn't going to make due on their promise. And they do. But for most of you, if not all of you, this is the universe. The promise, call it your promised land, call it whatever. But it was what kept you afloat for a long time. Knowing that there would be a day where you would reach this point, where this abundance, this relief, this peace, this happiness was readily available to you and accessible to you in the 3D, and not just a figment of your imagination or something you had to, an escape. You had to go into the 5D to escape into that reality. There is a really beautiful reality you're pulling into your 3D. And the only reason why you were able to do this because is you addressed the lies. And first and foremost, the lies you tell yourself. You faced your own blockages. You didn't blame it on everybody and their mama. Even if everybody and their mama is hating on your ass. You empowered yourself. This was worth it. This was the promise. This is why we did it. But this is going to play out very differently for other people, because now I'm going back to that. It was all a plan. For some of you, you're going to have revealed to you a plan that somebody has put in a lot of effort, that somehow includes you, and you might be overwhelmed by the amount of attention. That's a different level of attention, you know. That might not be 20, 30, 50, 100, 1,000 people, but that's the undivided attention and energy of an individual. And it might challenge the energy you put into yourself. Because I was channeling over on Patreon that somebody comes in and loves somebody more than they love themselves, and it triggers the dog shit out of them. It makes them feel small, but it's an opportunity and an olive branch to feel bigger in love, to love yourself more, to understand why somebody loves you instead of questioning it, being like, I know why they love me. They see it. They see it, man. So again, this is addressing the blockages that people have surrounding what it is they want. And I just see there was a lot of work done, but I feel like something comes into the collective, and whatever blockages are left are going to really show. And you have a choice, collective. You can reject it. Because if you think you're out of the clear of rejecting this shit, no, this is deeply rooted in the human psyche. But if you're open to the truth, it might not be as bad as you think. That's what I just heard. If you're open to the truth, it might not be as bad as you think. From Nigeria? Oh my gosh. Time hot, man. Time hot. Brittany, what's going on with you, Muma? Hey, guys. Hey, Mama Soul Lily, Tarot, and beyond. Shout out to all the tarot readers in the building that support me and watch and are part of Angel Gang. Hey, Antonio. Shout out to all the divine masculines that get in the paint. Hey, Tiff. There's a lot of Tiffany's. Hey, Mary. Aw. Hey, Domo. I'm going to put up my hair because the time's hot. I can't deal. I didn't want to mash up my curls because I just washed my hair, but I'm like, it's too hot. It's got to go up. Y'all need freight. Okay, I want to pull out this big-ass deck here. At the bottom of the deck. Oh, wow. Someone's love of self is what inspires them to take action. Someone's like, they're doing like inner work. I don't know where they're at in the process, but at some point they're like, yeah, I love myself. And then they look and they're like, in their peripheral, and they're like, yeah, if I love myself, then I'll do this, wouldn't I? And for some of you, do this is like, take a step in a healthier direction. Thank you for the donations, guys. Take a step in the healthier direction. Your love of self is going to help you love yourself more. Your lack of love of self is just going to make you do things that are a reflection of how much you don't love yourself, which will then just create this cycle of lack of love and respect of self. Some of you guys, I'm sorry to tell you and break it to you, you have to love yourself. You have to be spiritually intelligent enough to love yourself more than you were taught to love yourself. You have to learn to love others more than you were taught to love others. You have to protect yourself more than how you were taught to protect yourself. You have to acknowledge that, and you have to cognitively make a change. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It wasn't enough. And I ain't blaming nobody or telling you your parents or no, these people weren't enough. I'm not saying that. Your consciousness to where it's evolving needs to tell you it's not good enough. It's not gonna cut it. Does that make sense? Am I saying that correctly? I'm feeling a bit distracted by being hot and hungry. I ate breakfast this morning, but I didn't eat lunch, and I'm ready to go. Oh wait, there's more cards here. I'm ready to go. There's more cards. Okay, so as we were praying, we talked abundance and sustenance. This is the Empress. When it comes to abundance, this is the card of abundance. So I just feel like some of you guys might, you know, when somebody pushes somebody in a pool and they're overwhelmed by not being able to touch the bottom until they float to the top and then they realize they're not drowning. I feel like that's going to happen to you with abundance somehow, whether this is financial, emotional, spiritual, whatever form of abundance this is, you kind of drown in it a little bit. The universe kind of pushes you in it. This could even be like love and affection. You're just kind of like drowning whatever you're feeling the abundance is that you're trying to bring into yourself. There's lots of people who have money. They're not looking for the kind of abundance that other people in the collective are looking for. We also have expand our understanding of what abundance and wealth is. For some of you, it's health. You make certain changes, you're healthier and you're looking better than you ever have, and you're drowning. You're a little bit overwhelmed by maybe the attention that you're giving to yourself, how different you feel about yourself because of how you treat yourself, not necessarily how different you look. And now how different other people are treating you because you're loving on yourself, which is now increasing your consciousness. And really and truly, if you took a picture from you last month to a picture this month, you don't look different, but you feel different. It's like something looks different, but I can't put my finger on it. You might not have lost 100 pounds or gained a bunch of weight, or your hair might not have grown a bunch, or your acne scars might not have faded, or your whatever the case is. Doing the inside work, yes. I'm sitting too, looking too, feeling too. I look different too. Is it making sense? Okay. Okay, and then we said relationships closest to you, and here's the Ace of Wands. So for many of you, the effects of Aries season is going to bring about this new beginning energy that is typically depicted by Aries season, but this is the effects of Aries season on Taurus season, and it's going to bring this new beginning. It's going to feel like the year started there, something started there. Thanks, Britt, for the donation. Okay? So there could be a new beginning that occurs that is also putting you in conflict with your morals and your values. It could be also impacting your institution. So this is the home, but in the mind, where when we get to Cancer season, that's the home in the physical and the emotional space. But here in Taurus, it's more in the mind. Your morals, your values, what's your idea of the home? This is where you conceptualize the idea. This is where you also restructure it. So instead of looking just externally, this is what my institution looks like, how I'm living, who I'm living with, whatever. You have to look at what created that, and it's your mind. And remember, for those of you that are in relationships where children are involved, that dynamic between you, your partner, and the children is a reflection of your inner masculine, inner feminine, and inner child dynamic. The reality inside of your soul is always going to manifest externally. Okay, that's why we align to what we do, and then we heal, and that's why, maybe the first relationship might have looked one way and the other one looked completely different. Because there was a change. So that you're home everywhere you go. Exactly. Vandiwi. I've never been able to put my finger on how to decipher Taurian energy. That makes total sense. Yeah, I was really meditating on it before I came on. I've read for Taurus season, but I'm like, not deep enough. How can we get deeper with Taurian energy? Every year we should become deeper with every zodiac sign and every season. And I just was like, we really need to understand the difference, one, between morals and values, and two, what triggers our morals and values? Where do they stem from? Do they stem from a place of oppression and fear? Do they stem from a place of healthiness, liberation? Are they authentic to who you are, or are they just a projection of the moral, meaning the external demand, the external judgment? So, these are my values because, society expects certain things. So expects you to be loyal, honest, but you're not actually loyal and honest with yourself, with others, or realizing there's levels to this. So you might be, you might respect that moral of honesty at a certain point, but it'll go out the window at another point. So really looking at where your morals and values get triggered and how they might skew and what they look like in different spaces. Someone's morals and values in the home could be very different than their morals and values when they're out with their friends. And in my opinion, they should be the same across the board if you're being authentic. And if you are going to throw your morals and values out of the window, be conscious about the shit. I don't give a fuck about none of that. My value right now is this. So loyalty, for example, right? You value loyalty, but you might need to really ask yourself. So for example, it can get really tricky when it comes to things like honoring thy's mother, thy's father. You can do that, but you cannot compensate for the lack of value that they put on their own self. Just know that. And then if they don't value their self, how they're going to treat other people, that is not for you to take on either. You have to love and respect people the way you love and respect yourself. But some of you guys are ascending to a point of loving and respecting yourself that other people don't have the capacity for. Meaning you love and respect yourself, and you go to somebody and you try to love and respect them the same way you do yourself, and they can't handle it. They attack you, they push you away, they can't handle it because they're not built like that. They didn't ascend to that place. Nature and nurture. Yes, Jen. We did a lot of work with understanding the difference between nature and nurture. Okay, nurture being who you innately are at the core, naturally, without any kind of trying, without any kind of, the only thing you have to do with nurture is unlock. I mean, nature is unlock in you, but nurture is an influence. Nurture is how you're raised, who you're told to be, what your experiences did to shape who you are, which could either support you unlocking your authenticity, i.e. your nature, or it can further repress your nature. No, it's not. You said swiping, laugh my ass off. Swiping off the live is so easy, Marlon. It's not actually as easy as you would think if you understood where Marlon was psychologically. How bored, how uninspired, how little opportunity Marlon sees. Like Marlon can't even see opportunity on YouTube. Can't even see the opportunity in this reading. Is rejecting everything. It's a lonely place for Marlon. Okay, and a different kind of loneliness. A loneliness that eats away at the soul instead of fuels the soul into growth, development, and expansion. Angel gang gang. Our solitude expands us and develops us, where for others it will corrode them. And it is literally the Eight of Swords. It's as of their own doing. It's not even purgatory. God didn't even put them there. It's okay, Marlon. You don't know why you need to be here, but I do. It's okay, Marlon. Need to buy frankincense as well. Yep, you can go to www.smudgealot.com. Actually been struggling with loneliness. It's been tough for me. Loneliness is an emotional state. Solitude is an actual way of being. So when it comes to loneliness, you can, when you're feeling lonely, it's because you're being called to be your own friend at the time. That you are the best person to support yourself through what you're going through. Sometimes the loneliness is your own soul saying, I need some fucking privacy. I don't want to do this with nobody. I don't want to share this with anybody. I don't want to take on what they have going on and act like I care when I am drowning in what I've got going on or how I feel. Does that make sense? And shout out to India Irie. Struggling to get out of solitude. Yeah, but that's the problem. If you're struggling to get out of solitude, it's because you're not appreciating it for what it is. Remember the gilded cage. The gilded cage can be one of two things: a sanctuary or a prison. You have to acknowledge them both. For some of you, you're not seeing the sanctuary in it. You're dying to come out of solitude, but it was something you once begged for. Why don't you just gain and wrap up your solitude with the understanding that your loneliness, your solitude saved you. It created a cocoon for you to heal and grow and want to get back out there in whatever way, whether it's the job force, romantically, even socially. See how your solitude serves you, how it's not, when you are at odds with yourself, solitude will feel like hell. No. Okay, I need to not let Marlon distract me because it's attention that Marlon wants. And if he wants that kind of attention, he's going to have to pay for a personal reading. The kind of attention he wants, which is that one-on-one, it's also public attention because he's not authentic enough. That person is not authentic enough to stand out Okay, so when they do stand out, it's for probably things they're not very proud of. So they're going to come into spaces like this and try to gain, they're going to solicit this attention that they can't go out and positively get in their own reality. So when they go out in Marlon, we're using this person as an example because there's lots of people like them. When Marlon goes out into his world, he or she cannot hide behind the illusion, which is YouTube right now. We can't see this person. We don't know who this person is. We don't know where they work. We never grew up with this person. We don't know who this person is. The problem is that individual is exactly like this out in their world with their people, except for their people in their world can point at them and be like, no, you. So that's why that person experiences solitude. They're rejecting the mirror, okay, because they don't want to actually grow and ascend and face the tough truths about themselves. So Marlon is actually a perfect generation, energetic match to this place here, just at the other end of the spectrum. I love my work. I love what I do. And I'm going to learn to do it with more compassion, regardless of the end of the spectrum I'm speaking to. Okay, let's see what else. Ace of Wands from another deck. Okay, so there's definitely some kind of new beginning that you have to reflect back on whatever happened in Aries season. Because some of you are like, well, Aries season is gone and Aries season was supposed to bring in this energy, but now we're in a different energy, so it's not going to... Remember, these seasons have their effects. Think of cusp energy. They're not side by side, they're linked. All the zodiacs are linked. They're not consecutive. They are, but it's a link. Think of like small rings and think of 12 of them all looping them together. They can't come out of their form. So they're all connected. Okay, so Aries season is having a really big impact on the collective at this time. So a lot of the energies we talked about in Aries, any messages we did in Aries season, whether here or on Patreon, could actually manifest in Taurus season. This is also this inspired action that's being, this is also that inspired action that's being mirrored back to you by somebody else. Somebody feels just as inspired as you do. So this could actually bring two people together. So like, for example, you might not know this person, but you took an inspired action to like start living healthy or do something creative because you don't let any creative juices flow through you and you used to be super creative back in the day, and somebody else decided to do the same thing and it now aligns them. So there's some kind of meeting here. I'm seeing each of these wands as two individuals who have a burning desire to start anew. They're both open and receptive to something. So this is a great match. Instead of on the karmic cycle, when one person's open and the other person isn't, even if they both have a desire, on the karmic cycle, it's like this. I'm available, I'm not. I'm ready, I'm not. It never aligns up. But the way it came out, this is alignment. This is also the Two of Wands. This is a new path that is born because of two people coming together. Like their alignment creates a new path for both of the individuals, not just one or the other. These two people coming together creates a path that would have never existed if they never crossed paths. Do you understand? So we have to really accept the uniqueness and use discernment. Okay, this specific connection creates a specific path. Is this path in alignment with my morals, my values, what's important, where I'm trying to go, my future projections, my needs? From Portland. Which Portland? Portland, Ohio, or Portland, Jamaica? Remember, I live in Jamaica now. Judgment energy. Judgment also speaks of like you believing in yourself, like believing, like rising to the occasion because you believe in your abilities. You could have lost faith or you were struggling to believe, because that's also Hierophant energy as well. So I feel like Taurus season is going to put a lot of pressure on what you believed and what you believe now. Taurus season is going to reveal certain truths that are going to challenge what you believe. And then judgment energy is going to make you make a decision based off of your heightened sense, your reconstructed belief system. Some of you guys really struggle to tear down your belief system and create a new one. Your ego was like, no, this is what I believe, this is what I believe, but it was in conflict with maybe what you wanted. Some of you guys have these expectations of what a lover should look like or what a lover should be. They have to have money, they have to have a car like this, they have to live like this, they have to do this kind of job. And they might not. So you're drawn to somebody who's in conflict for what you said, this is what a man is, this is what a woman is, but this might be in conflict and actually expand your idea of what masculine, feminine energy truly is. Some of you guys thought a real man is a man who just provides and protects, only to manifest a man who provides, protects, but he also nurtures. And seeing how him nurturing makes him so much more masculine. I get very attracted to when men, very masculine men, are like soft and affectionate, because you know their other nature. So I don't know what it is, but it really like turns me on, especially if I know that they have like a very opposite side to that. I won't if it's just that side. Like if you're just like, I'm just gonna be like, you're weak and you're dumb and you just leave me alone. But if there's that balance, I'm gonna be like, I'm liking the polarities of your soul. Self-control factor, that too, the discipline, the balance. Look at all the ladies like, yeah, most definitely. Absolutely. Absolutely. The star. Oh, wow. Some of you guys. Oh, wow. Some of you guys are going to have a wish resurrected from the dead. This is a wish that you dreamed of, and whatever bullshit you went through, 3 of Pentacles in reverse, the devil, it's now in reverse, but it probably wasn't before, it put it in the grave. This is a resurrection of a dream that you let go of. You don't call this in. That's the joke. The universe resurrects this. And you're going to feel a whole bunch of ways, collective. Because you thought it was dead. So people are going to, it's literally going to look like you saw the Walking Dead. You're going to be like, oh my, what? Like, I swore that wasn't possible. No, I swore that couldn't happen. I swore I wasn't going to experience that. I let go of that dream. But here it is. I swear to God, they came out together. I'm not even like gassing the shit. This is literally the card of resurrection. These 2 motherfuckers are resurrecting out of the grave by the will of God. And here is the star resurrecting up. Okay? For some of you, your ego is going to be so triggered because your ego is what protected you and numbed you from this wish dying in the first place. It took a part of you died when this wish died. So a part of you is about to be born when the universe resurrects this. Think about what they said about Christ on the 3rd day he rose again. Think of metaphorically what that means. A part of you died, collective, when you put this wish, this dream, when you gave up on it, when you stopped believing in it. This could even be your own innocence being resurrected. You didn't know how to find your inner child to save your life. You were so triggered while anybody ever said anything about inner children, like inner children. But watch how the universe triggers this up out of you, and you're going to feel like, what the fuck is that? It's your inner child. Back like it never left. I told you, life is a very cold place without the inner child. There's a part of you that just doesn't shine anymore. But here you are shining differently. It's because the universe is going to resurrect something out of you. And this you don't have to will this. This is something you don't even think is possible. It's gone. You resist this. You're, even as you hear this, you're telling the universe no. And you're gonna look, and the more you resist this, the more it's gonna feel like you saw a ghost. For some of you, you're gonna see somebody and it's gonna be like you saw a ghost. You're going to be really affected by somebody you haven't seen in a long time, or you're feeling something happened and you haven't seen somebody since this happened. And then when you do see them since this, it could have been an argument. It could have been you slept together for the first time, whatever the fucking case is. Seeing somebody after for the first time after something in particular could be kind of overwhelming. I'm getting that also. I also feel like somebody feels overwhelmed looking at you because of how you make them feel. It's not what you're doing to make them feel away. It's how they feel looking at you. Whatever your presence triggers in an individual, I feel like they could be overwhelmed. It could be a mirror. For some of you, it's an overwhelming of like love and affection. For some of you, it's an overwhelming of feeling like triggered. Like you could be seeing like a maybe a version of yourself, or I don't know. Anyway, wow, the Empress, a version of yourself. Oh my God, for some of you, it's children. That's what gets resurrected. For some of you, it was making money through a particular means. You thought you would never, like, you tried to be abundant doing something and you kind of like just said, I'm not going to gain abundance doing this. I know there's abundance designed for me and written for me. It's just not through this means, only for the universe to resurrect it through that very means. So your attention is going to get drawn back to it. Your feeling of the wanting to naturally put energy into it. It's like you want to match the energy, but it's external. You have an opportunity to match the energy. This is external support. Sila. This is external support. The Hermit and the Page of Wands, and there's that external support. Some of you guys don't know how to come out of Hermit. I saw somebody saying, I don't know how to come out of Hermit energy. As you start reflecting on it and really just embracing it for what it is and feeling really appreciative and grateful for it, there's something that triggers you to come out of it. And I swear to God, all of a sudden, the place that you were trying to, the energy, that sacred space you were trying to get out of, you're going to question leaving it. It's going to feel safe. You're going to feel like it's hard. Many people are struggling to come out of loneliness, and it's not out of singlehood. Many people are very lonely in the relationships they're in. There are relationships you're going to manifest that are going to really challenge loneliness. And you're going to see why you're more comfortable being lonely than vulnerable and close and connected with this person or these people. A lot of you, you're not authentic enough. And you know it. I'm just going to go out there and manifest other unauthentic people. I'm better off just being safe, being my authentic self by myself. And you do that for a while, and then you start getting the hang of it and feeling more comfortable being your authentic self around certain people. And I promise you, within a year or two of that, you're going to feel comfortable being your authentic self in front of anybody. Because freedom is linked to that. And abundant people are free. Remember that. A lot of people have money, but they're slaves, and they're not free to do nothing they really want to do, which is why there's a bunch of people pretending that they're happy the way they are, that they don't want certain things because they know they don't have the courage to do what they need to make a change. That makes sense. I don't know. I just feel like I came like really hard for a second. I don't know why that fire came out like that, but we're channeling. I'm looking around like, is it? I'm looking around like I'm in private, but I'm in a live. Hi guys, can you guys please like the video so it circulates so the gang knows I'm here, even though I'm pretty sure it's Friday and they're busy doing a bunch of things. People are coming in and out. Thank you for at least passing by, saying hi. Even if you're not able to watch all now, watch the whole live now. Come back and check it out later, because we did cover quite a few energies. Okay, now we have the Seven of Swords and the Page of Coins. This is somebody pretending they don't want something that they do want. So if this is you, collective, you need to ask yourself why you're doing that. This isn't an external thing, because some of you guys are trying to make it an external thing. They're doing this, or nobody's doing anything to you. You need to be accountable for what you're attracted to, what your impulses are, what your desires are. And somebody's desiring something, but in the Seven of Swords energy, they're pretending like they're not. They're going to suffer. They're causing their own suffering. But I bet you this person is blaming somebody else for causing their suffering. They're not empowered enough, because if they were empowered enough, they would be able to come out of this energy. So the root of this is blame. I told you, accountability brings change. Real royalty is rooted in accountability. Heavy is the head that wears the crown. The crown is accountability. If you're blaming, you're passing the crown off to other people. You're making them empowered. Whether they buckle under the weight of it too, okay, that doesn't even matter. Being overly accountable is actually something this platform we need to more talk about. Is being overly accountable, trying to take on more than we need to, which is a narcissistic trait, to try to be more power, try to over empower ourselves, because it's a reflection of how much lack of power we feel like we really have, if that made sense. Don't ask me to say that again, because I don't think I will be able to, or at least not right now. So her advice is always going to be biased. Don't say her. I'm right here. Talk to me. Say your advice is always going to be biased. Let's have a conversation and allow me an opportunity to respond to you. Or do you not want a response and you want to run your mouth somewhere where you don't have to be accountable? That's why I don't block them, because they're a perfect example to the energies. Don't you see it? Fucking yo. That was perfect. It was like an alley-oop. They gave me the alley-oop. I just dunked it. Like, the fuck? I'm sorry. Clock that T. Yes, Nelly. Nelly. Do me next, please. Miguel, stop it. I'm not going to do you next. You're so funny. I don't know. I do. Both of my parents are really funny. Honestly, my dad had me on the floor yesterday, yo, trying to connect to the Google chat. I swear to God, I was on the floor and he's just screaming, Destiny, where are you? Meanwhile, I'm on the phone on the Google. It was just so funny. Shout out to Papa Cup. I love him. He's really come a long way. So glad I'm catching this live. Miss Joe. My mom and dad are going to come check me, not at the same time. I made sure. I'm like, we're past that. Okay. So there will be a phase in their marriage where he didn't work, but she did. That's amazing. See, right? So there was a phase in their marriage where he didn't work, but she did. It was a phase. What's the moral of that? They both were able to work. That's why I try to tell you, if you guys keep going in these codependent relationships, something ends up falling. Because if you're responsible for cooking and cleaning, collective, and you're sick and you can't cook and clean and your partner doesn't do that, everyone's going to starve and everything's going to get dirty as fuck. If you're the provider, okay, and you can't provide this month because you're down bad, your partner has every right to now go and be with somebody who can provide, no? Because that's the debate that I make. Okay, so if we're going to play the gender roles based on Islam, because if you really study Islam, okay, if a man can't provide for a woman, she has every right to leave that man and go take up one next man with her pick-me. And when she earns money, that man don't have a right to ask her for $1 of it. Whatever she earns, she keeps is a little extra for the kids and her. So if we're going to play the gender role, if you guys are going to do the gender roles, do it right. If you're going to do codependency, it's been done. You can just do it right. Okay. Which is why you need multiple wives, right? You would need multiple wives because if one gets sick, I need another one. If that one gets sick, I need another one. Look, there's the Empress in reverse. Oh, wow. Not the Seven of Swords with the Empress in reverse. That's actually really not good. Somebody tried to steal somebody's like inheritance or abundance or claim something as theirs. Some of you guys are going through a divorce, and what somebody claimed in the divorce papers, it has you fuming. You're like, there is no way. I see somebody telling their lawyer, there is no way. We will fight in court for another 10 years. This person can't have this. They can have all that, but they cannot have this because it's something to do with ancestry. It could be like a family heirloom, or possibly even a piece, like a land, a home, a piece of jewelry, even an expensive piece of jewelry. Someone wants something that someone feels. Okay, let me just see more. Someone's really trying to someone's whoa. Okay? Oh wow. The Princess of Coins, the Queen of Coins, the Seven of Cups, the Nine of Wands. Is breaking free of a codependent relationship right here. It offered some stability, but somebody is going to bet on their ability to be more stable on their own and letting go of the stability that they had with somebody else. So their love of self and their increase in confidence is going to get them to seek more that they didn't believe they could have on their own. So somebody was settling with what they could have because they didn't believe, if I was on my own, I could have more. This is also the reason why somebody is latching onto somebody, and on a really deep vibration, this is also the reason why somebody wants to punish and wants to force somebody into not leaving them, because they feel like their stability, whether mental, emotional, or financial, is tethered to the individual who wants to be independent, meaning not in this relationship. Okay, that's why there's this latching on. It's not to you. It's to codependency. Because I'm telling you, for many of you, the same person latching onto you is going to stop latching onto you, and it's because they latched onto somebody else, man. The fuck? They found a new new source. Okay, we're past the hour mark. Okay, I think I'm going to wrap it up there. Don't worry, collective. I'm really going to try to come on more often so we can just work through these energies together, and so people don't feel like the only place to work through the energies with me and Angel Gang is on Patreon. I just always want I just don't want to put that kind of force on that. You know, if you want more, yes. And I also do personal readings, guys, but for like safety reasons, like for security reasons, I only offer them through Patreon. It also just makes it easier for the transaction and, you know, to track them, and, you know, it just is a safer place. There's a safe third party managing the transaction, okay? So if you do want a personal reading, you can go to Patreon/Queen Cup, as well as for any additional content, you can go over there for frankincense, myrrh, burners, and coal. Coal is not sold separately. You can either buy the coal and the burner as a kit, or you can buy the frankincense or the essential oil on its own. And you can go to smudgealot.com for that, okay? And guys, the retreats, yo, man, I went through so much shit with that. You know, I went through betrayal, I went through theft, I went through heartbreak, I went through people trying to steal it from me, people talking shit about me to try to justify stealing it from me. And when I mean steal it, I mean steal it. Like literally, like this is mine were the only reason why this girl could do this, which is so not true. I invested thousands of dollars into building those retreats and driving us up and down to curate every single experience. Okay, so when I say steal it, it can't be stolen. What's mine is for me, but it definitely felt that way. And I was just very hurt. But regardless of all of that, I'm over that shit, but I have to restaff the whole thing, and I cannot make the same mistake that I made. I made a mistake trying to honor people who don't honor themselves. Forget honor me, they don't honor themselves. So I was foolish in thinking they would honor me, or the honoring that they were displaying was authentic. It wasn't. It was bought. It was bought. Okay? So I have to do it differently. I want to work with competent spiritual leaders, okay? People who are leaders. I want to partner with them on the retreats. And if I'm just hiring somebody, they do their job and they get the fuck on, okay? There is no friends, family. Not that I'm going to, like, see, that's another thing. So now I'm coming into rehiring it with this do your job and I don't give a fuck about, like, it's not a good energy. So I have to still work on that. But I went through a lot with the retreats, and I get people reaching out to me weekly about the retreats. I still want to come. Let me know. Are they up? Did you post them? Like, I even had like some hood dudes call me and be like, are the retreats running? I'm like, oh my God. I was like, yo, everybody want to come to the Angel Gang retreat. Everybody. But I have to, one, when I relaunch it, it is going to be a bit of a different experience. There's just certain people we're not going to work with. There's just certain places we're not going to go. Like even that hotel that we were at, like that hotel is done. And I was really like, no, I want to do it at that hotel. And no, that's done too. Okay, so there needs to be a restructure. The institution of Angel Gang retreats needs to be restructured. Okay, and I need to restructure my attitude surrounding it and the energy that I launch it with, so that I can have that same beautiful energy mirrored back in the people who register and come. Okay, but when I do launch it, just know it's everything. We're back online. What the fuck you mean? Those retreats were amazing, man. Like that's what made me not want to give up on it, was the experience. Like I watched people purge. I watched people laugh like children, and these are people who work 40, 50 hours a week, raise kids, and probably haven't laughed like that in like a decade. You know, like I know that it's healing. I know that it works. You know, Jamaica comes in like the great mother, and she tells me, baby girl, you just bring them to me, and you take them here so, and you take them here so, and you take them here so, and I'll do the rest. And that's exactly what I did, and it worked, man. And I ain't gonna say that those people that I work with didn't contribute 100%, that they did, but it was trying to push me out so that they can have control over it, which was what it was always about. And most of the men that I've worked with here have all ended up trying to have control over me, even to the point of, all right, if I can't control her, I want to destroy her. There is nothing more feminine to me than a man who moves like that. I don't care what he looks like, how much he weighs, how many people he killed. He's always going to seem feminine to me. Like, not even feminine, toxic, karmic feminine. Let's make that clear, because we're not going to disrespect the evolved, integrated, divine feminine energy when it is, you know. Anyways, I'm going to quit while I'm ahead. All right, I love you guys. Okay, and until the next time I see you beautiful people, you already know what to do. All right, stay the course. Okay guys, for some of you, you're like, oh, like, you know, don't feel sorry for me. My path to greatness, that is soft. They are nothing compared to the demons that are ahead on my path to greatness. That is child's play. Okay, I made it through that. That's soft. Please do not, like, I'm fine. Fine. They could take up whatever crumbs they took up. I could care less. That's peanuts compared to the greatness that my soul's going to reflect through the inner journey that I'm doing. Remember me to tell you that. Like, there are real, those are not demons. Those are jinns. Okay, and I told you there's levels to this shit. Those people are unconscious. They don't even know why they do what they do. But there are demons ahead of me on my path that know why they want to fucking destroy me. Because I am a threat to them, their darkness. And that's what I say when you have to really commit to the light, you know. You got to commit to the light in the face of darkness, trying to convince you to just dim, 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 dim. Why does the darkness reject the light? Because the darkness is hiding. The darkness doesn't reject the light. It's what's in the darkness that rejects the light. Darkness does not reject light. It's all these weird psychopaths, these narcissists, like you love to call them. And I don't like that word. It's used to, that's not the right word. Maybe it is. I don't know. I love it. I saw it go. Domo. Happy soul return. Happy birthday, Carla. We need you back like this. Come back strong. Thank you. Took a lot. I have a lot of strength to still integrate. I'm still very vulnerable. I'm still feeling very not like on edge. Thanks, Casgo. Nelly. Yeah, you get it. You see, this is why I love Angel Gang. I didn't have to over-explain. You get what I'm saying. Aw, thanks, Queen. I'm doing good. I really am. I'm very grateful. I'm very blessed. And even in the face of darkness and disaster, I'm still blessed, protected, and coveted. And I'm so grateful. I really am. All the love I push out there, it comes back to me from one means or another. And just as I'm a very protected person, almost to the point of like, cuckoo. And that's exactly how the divine is about me. So I'm all right. Okay, but thank you guys for all just sending me genuine love and caring about me genuinely and supporting my journey. And just know I offer you all of that back as best as I can here. Okay? And the fact that you came back to us, of course I'm going to come back, madame. You know I can't stay away for too long. Empress D. You guys made my day too. I don't know why I felt so like, I'm like, if I feel like going live, let's just do it. Let's not overthink it and find something else to do. Let's not reject the moment. Let's just do it. All right, guys, until next time. Ciao. You say hi. Where's the boys? Is that the boys? He's the one who got kicked in the head by the horse. You can see the top, his whole nose and everything was swollen. It was really bad. And that's Hero. That's my boy. I don't claim them, but he really just protects me on that one. The other ones will come and go, but him, I don't want to love them because it's different here. Like, they don't live like foreign dogs, okay? Anyways, I'm done. All right, bye. Boy.